We've had what are probably the two biggest transfer portal backfires happen today. The first one is former Nebraska quarterback Dylan Raiola, who has been starting for the last 2 years as a true freshman and as a true sophomore. A few days ago, Raiola announced he was transferring to Oregon to play for Dan Lanning. But the backfire comes because Dante Moore, the Oregon starting quarterback that got them to the college football playoff semifinals, announced he is staying at Oregon, meaning Dylan Raiola is presumably going to be the backup. And transferring from where you've been a starter for the past 2 years to be a backup is an all-time backfire. Now, Raiola did say that the reason he transferred was because he wanted a chance to develop further, and he didn't feel like he was being developed at Nebraska. I still don't think he expected to be a backup. I think he thought he was going to transfer, Dante Moore was going to enter the portal, and he was going to be the day one starter. We're keeping this as an all-time backfire. And the second all-time backfire is Husan Longstreet, who couldn't decide if he wanted to stay at USC or leave USC. He was the backup quarterback last year. Jaden Maiava, the starting quarterback, decided to stay, and Husan Longstreet was back and forth, eventually entering the transfer portal because he wanted to start. Now, there was very little news about Husan Longstreet. He had visited a few places, but they were all smaller schools, and he really wasn't getting a ton of attention from the big schools. But today, Husan Longstreet announced that he is going to LSU. The reason that is a backfire is because LSU already got Sam Leavitt to transfer from Arizona State to LSU to be the starter. Husan Longstreet transferred away from Lincoln Riley to start right away, and then isn't even going to end up starting right away. Transferring away from the guy that had Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, and Caleb Williams all win Heisman trophies, had Jalen Hurts transfer from Alabama to Oklahoma and look like a whole new quarterback, and even had Spencer Rattler starting in the NFL, and you're not even gaining anything from it because you're still the backup quarterback. Yeah, that is an all-time backfire for Husan Longstreet. We saw a similar backfire happen last year where Nico Iamaleava hit the transfer portal because he wanted more money than what Tennessee was offering, and then nobody was paying what he wanted, and he actually settled for less money than he was making at Tennessee. And then he did not look very good at all this year at UCLA. This is just a symptom of the wrong people getting around these athletes and giving them really bad advice. And remember, these athletes are 18 to 22-year-olds. They're still pretty impressionable. But at the same time, it does ultimately fall on the athletes to make the right decision for themselves. And some of these athletes are not making the right decisions for themselves at all. But let me know in the comments what you think. Are these all-time backfires, or are these the right moves for these athletes? And don't forget to like and follow if you like college football content.